Boom. All right, can you see this? That's a video. Okay. So it's been a minute since I pulled cards, since I've just honestly, I don't even care. I just want to get into it. Let's see what the message is that Spirit has for me for you guys. But yeah, it's been a minute since I pulled the cards. It's been a minute since I've actually done a proper reading on the channel, I would say. And I was just at work and I just got off. It's 7 in the morning. I work overnight and I've just been, oh, okay. So we have the, what is it? Sorry, just, so right now we have the Eight of Pentacles. So right now you could be, sorry, trying to get, King of Wands in reverse. So I'm kind of, I'm like, this is why, like, okay, right now you could be burnt out. Well, not burnt out, but could be a little bit overly tired right now. But this is more so like an energy of the past. So kind of the energy where you're coming from. You could have felt like, or you could feel like the job that you're at right now isn't the one for you or what you're working towards. Or maybe you could have been working towards what felt like nothing, or like working towards something without end goal. Because it's almost like right now you're being called to rest and like kind of rejuvenate your energy in a sense. Like you could have been very like just tired, but perhaps tired of just working for nothing. Maybe you needed a purpose or were trying to find purpose but couldn't. And perhaps maybe you like, it's almost like you could also be getting a new job or have a new job. Or ah also there's this energy of maybe letting go of like fantasy, because perhaps you were working towards goals that seemed unrealistic. You could have been, because it's the energy of someone who's kind of, I don't want to say like in their head, but like maybe like working towards a fantasy, and maybe all that time that you were working towards this fantasy, it just wasn't, it's almost like it didn't work out, but like it didn't work out for a reason, you know? Like you could have been someone who's using your, because with the King of Wands in reverse, it just feels like not just so problems with job, but it almost feels like using your energy in the wrong way, or using your energy, like your fire type energy, in the incorrect way. So in terms of like, it's like you used up all your energy, like using up all your energy to go for something that just didn't work for you. Like it could feel like maybe you had like a waste of time in a sense, or like you didn't know, because with the King of Wands in reverse, it also has the third eye on it, right? Which is kind of giving me this energy or this message of like not seeing or being able to see where you're going, or like a misleading, being misled, like using your all their energy felt like you was misleading you, or you were misleading yourself. And perhaps it could have been because you were going towards a dream that I don't want to say is, okay, I just heard wasn't yours, so that could be right. But it's not like I'm getting something that it wasn't yours, maybe, but maybe something that maybe it was a dream you thought you had to have to make yourself feel fulfilled, but it never made you feel fulfilled. Like perhaps it was something that you used to escape. Um, but I get this energy too, because I'm gonna be very transparent on this channel now and just be open real. So I also probably, so I'm kind of reading for myself, but also reading for the collective. Really reading for the collective, but I'm seeing if the energy matches what I'm going through, and probably will. But I too was working towards a goal that I thought I had to that I thought I had to hold on to, or that I thought was, I'm being called to say that I thought was mine. And maybe that's what it feels like for you guys. Like you were working towards something, or like maybe the dream that you had maybe worked for when you were younger, but maybe in your time right now, it just didn't seem feasible. And not just feasible, because all dreams can be achieved through hard work and, what, I don't know your path, but thank you for stopping by on your path, on your journey. But it just feels like something you were working towards didn't really match up to what you were becoming anymore. Does that make sense? Like you are becoming something different as you all change, transform, mutate, not mutate, transmutate energy. We grow and we become something different. We evolve as human beings, we evolve as people. And sometimes we take things with us that don't really need to come with us, right? And we know what those things can be: people, places, things, environments, habits. But sometimes dreams, maybe sometimes our goals and morals change, our core values can change. And sometimes when we hold on to things, and we can do it out of fear of becoming something different, um, maybe out of like sometimes we can use dreams to escape, right? We escape into our dreams, and therefore when we kind of hold on to that for so long, 6:33 on the clock, as I said that, um, which kind of the message is like six is always the message of kind of our walking away, or kind of, because I'm thinking Six of Swords energy and what I'm seeing in my third eye. And it could have been that like you guys were holding on to something that just wasn't meant for you anymore. And maybe it's not that it's not meant for you, but like it's not meant for you right now. Perhaps you need to follow something else. Maybe it's something you had on the back burner. It could be your plan B. Everything you thought was your plan B may have been your plan A now. And it's not a bad thing to put something down and say, okay, this is not something that works for me anymore. It's okay to put something to the side and say, okay, I'll come back to this later when it's more feasible. And perhaps working on your plan B might lead you to your plan A, or however. We don't know the future. And sometimes it feels like um, right now you're being called to maybe detach from this dream and maybe walk away. Okay, I'm not reading all this. So, Spirit got to come up with a better one than that one, okay? But maybe you're being called to reevaluate and kind of see what your values are now. If you're seeing this message right now, you're being called to this video, or you are called to this video, it's probably a message to reevaluate, probably a message to change and move into something else. Move into something that, I don't want to say something else. I don't want to say like go to something fucking random. You know what I mean? Like not to go to something that's like super just out there. And I don't mean out there. What I mean is like don't jump off the plane into a ship. Does that make sense? Like it just means go to the airport and change planes. Like you don't need to do something that you've never done before. Well, I don't know. Never done before, but this feel okay. You can. I'm not gonna tell you not to do that. What I mean is, just right now. Okay, so this is crazy. So I don't know why I keep pulling cards sideways, like, and probably because I'm holding them sideways. But what I mean is that like the Empress came out, and because I'm looking at it from both ways, and that's crazy. And I'm gonna read it from both ways. Like I'm reading it in the reverse and in the upright position. And oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, that's why. Because the message on the side, I didn't see the message on the side. Some cards have messages, some cards don't. But this one says, "My love will dissolve all anxiety and fear." I think that's you being called to follow something. That's what I mean when I say that. Like, I wasn't getting this message or this energy of jumping into something randomly new. I was getting this message of following something that you've had your heart on before. Maybe something that you continuously pick up and put down, because maybe you've hold a different dream or a different goal in mind. But that goal seems to maybe not be aligned with you anymore. And perhaps it's probably because you have grown, you have shifted. And if you've been going through, like me, maybe a really big amount of change, large amount of change. I don't know why. Sometimes when I channel my words get so childish because I'm quite intelligent, use a lot of three-tier words. Not that I'm bragging or anything, but I just know my language and how I speak. But what I mean is that like right now you're being called to like really follow your passion or follow your heart. Follow the thing that actually makes you. Sorry. Like I said, just got off of work. Follow the thing that actually makes you. Sorry, I'm setting my cards up differently because I said I see it now. Sometimes when I pull more cards, I see the set up, and sometimes I change the layout. But because I have the King of Wands in reverse in the middle, and then I have these Eight of Pentacles upright on the left. I have the Empress sideways in the middle, and then I have the Four of Swords upright as well on the right. And I think right now you're being called to rest and maybe slow down a bit. And not slow down as in not to take action, because I think that like maybe you're called to just take small steps. You're not being called to do something so drastic and something so monumental that it shakes you to your core. I just think you're maybe being called to like rest and sit in the quiet, only because like even the background on the card is, I don't know if you can see it kind of well. It's like the clouds, like being, I mean, it's an air sign, but like being just up in the clouds right now. You know what I mean? Like Libra energy, like being like called to just rest and balance yourself out. Like it's not a message to I don't know why I'm calling today. So 11:20 was on the clock just now, and that's my birthday, November 20th. And I know that November 20th is in the cusp of revolution. So maybe you are someone like me, maybe being called to revolutionize, only because I've been also having this song. Shout out to Alexa Revolution. And I've been having that song on repeat, and I haven't listened to the song in quite a minute, but it came to me a while ago, and I put it on my shuffle, and I've just been listening to it on repeat. That one, another song by Following Your Dreams. But sorry, from again, maybe again being called to rest, being called to not just rest, but apply balance to your life, like. And you know, on this card, if you have a question you want to ask, the answer is maybe. But when I look at it, I'm getting more so like in order to balance yourself out, like also throat chakra energy as well. But like as you being called to like balance yourself out, maybe ask LOL. But like perhaps you're being asked to like ponder some things, like question yourself. Maybe you do need to change. Maybe you are being called for something else. Maybe you should follow this passion, or like what would it be like if you did follow passion, right? Empress energy being caught in the middle here kind of feels like your core energy. Maybe you need to call in some answers. Maybe you need to call in some guidance from spirit, right? And as I said, that the answer on the card on that one is yes. So you definitely want to call in some guidance from spirit. Perhaps you want to take in that relaxation and take in that energy of just ponderance, right? Just questioning, maybe question your motives, question your things. Like, why are you, like, if you are holding on to a certain dream, why are you holding on to it? I'm also rubbing my feet because, like I said, I just got off of work. So, ooh, child. But, like, why are you holding on to this certain dream? Why are you still, grasping to this? Is it because you truly want it? Is it because of another reason? Like, I'll be honest and say, let me be transparent and say mine. So I was holding on to a dream that I've had since I was a child, but now that I'm 25, that dream doesn't necessarily resonate with me in the same way that I did as a child. Now, I'm not saying I still don't want that dream or want it, but perhaps I do need to, like, I pondered where I'm at now, where I was at now, and where I was going, and why it felt so dissident to like what I was trying to do. Like sometimes when you are going after something that isn't meant for you, you get a lot of rejection. But remember that rejection is God's protection, or as I say, God is rejection the Spirit's protection. But like, oh my God, I just kept saying contemplation, but like on the card it actually says contemplation. That is crazy. Wow, peace, contemplate, like that's crazy. Recuperation. So maybe like this dream that you're holding on to, maybe it's draining you. Maybe it's something that like isn't meant for you at the moment. Like, and as I said that, I looked down at the King of Wands, and I don't know if you can see this, if I can correctly, but like The fire symbol is draining out because it's, if it's in the upright position, it looks like it's, flaming up, right? But in the downward position, in the sorry, in the reversal, it looks like it's draining out. So again, maybe you're using a lot of your energy and like using up a lot of your energy as well. If you could have been very tired, but I don't want to say tired because like you could just be have been sleeping a lot and like sleeping way too much that even you have known, and you know when weight was too much for you. Like if you are like tired, like you wake up, you eat, you go back to sleep all day, that could be a sign of like depression, one, but like also it could be a sign of maybe like something is draining you a lot more than you think it does. It could be people, places, or things, but like, so I'm getting a download. Perhaps you could be using up all your energy to feed something that isn't feeding you back. This could be people, places, and things, but also perhaps whatever you're holding on to. It doesn't have to be just a dream. It could be whatever you're holding on to. It could be habits, it could be mindsets, it could be anything, right? It could be whatever it is that you're holding on to that is like draining the hell out of you. And maybe like, let's just get some more cards, like, because I just keep feeling like someone is like hearing this and being like, but what if? Like, you're being asked to go with the flow and just allow change to happen. Allow for this change to just kind of revolutionize the way you think. Perhaps you need a change. Perhaps you do. Okay. Fine. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. We also have the Devil. Ooh, and Ten of Swords. Yeah, Ten of Swords in reverse. So I'm also hearing one, don't get angry at yourself. Like don't like hurt yourself. And what I mean by hurt yourself is one, don't feel like you hurt yourself. But also like you could be going through a depression. Also, this centralizes the Empress energy. So maybe like you've been like feeling like you've been in between, or feeling like you've been trapped by a lot of like devil energy. And the Devil card carries the message of I will confront and overcome my limitations. So yeah, like I said, you could have been feeling limited or confined in whatever environment you were in. Confirmation, like a release, right? Sorry, I can also be rude on camera, but it is what it is. My channel. But yeah, kind of like I'm getting like this energy of I just got this mind's eye view of quicksand. Like you could have felt like you were quickly drowning, but like sinking into quicksand, like slowly but surely. Right now, I think you are like seeking like redemption for yourself, or trying to make up for lost time, and don't do that. Don't do that. Don't make up for lost time, because there's no time lost, because time is one, a construct, and then two, everything you did and everything you've been through and done has been for the right reasons. You're on the right path. You're not on anywhere you haven't been or not meant to be. You are exactly where you're meant to be, all places. So I used to have this belief, and I still have it, but sometimes I'm just, you as human beings, we teeter and totter, not teeter, well, kind of, we teeter and totter, and we walk away, or sometimes we just end up not, we end up slipping away from our beliefs, or slipping away from our knowledge sometimes, not being able to utilize it as properly as we should, or could, right? But some, and also experiences allow that to happen as well. But I used to tell people all the time that like people are in their right moment, in their perfect timing, in the perfect part of their journey, every moment you meet them. I know it sucks. Even when those experiences that we have come, even experiences we have with them could be negative, they're still teaching us lessons that we need to learn in our right time of our journey by being the people they are in their time in the journey, right? So if you meet like an a-hole, like, and you're like, God, that person was an a-hole, and then you learn to defend yourself, maybe, or maybe you get in a confrontation, you learn to walk away, you learn to detach, whatever it is that you are in your journey, you are learning that lesson through them. Even if that lesson comes from a negative experience, but that's usually how we learn them. Even, I mean, they can also come from positive experiences. Don't let me just sit here and say that, but like lessons can come from any experience. Lessons come from all experiences. Um, I'm looking at the chakras, and we have everything but the crown chakra. So maybe your crown chakra may have been blocked because we have two root chakras. We have the heart, solar plexus, sacral, and throat chakra. So maybe those are the chakras you need to focus on right now. Maybe in order to um, revitalize your like the crown chakra, which is your chakra that kind of controls the downloads you get and how you communicate with spirit itself. I mean, you can also again communicate through your third eye for sure, but your crown chakra is like where you get your if you have an open crown chakra and you have like your downloads from spirit are like endless. I mean, they're always, you know what I mean though. You know what I mean? They're stronger, more balanced, and maybe you feel out of balance with all this going on. A lot of like mental energy as well as like pentacle energy. So perhaps you may have just been kind of trapped by your thoughts around money or resources, finances, but I'm also getting resources mostly. Like maybe you don't see the things you have available to you um, because of the Ten of Swords energy that you probably were in. Um, but with the Ten of Swords in reverse, it's also giving me this energy of like overcoming your problems, right? Like overcoming those issues. And with the Devil here, that have the message of I will confront and overcome my limitations. It's like maybe maybe this is your energy right now. Maybe you're slowly but surely, because maybe you don't feel it right now in this moment. Even after you hear this video, you're probably like you may not feel it in this exact moment, but that doesn't mean that in this moment you haven't taken a small step to overcome your issues, your limitations. And your limitations could be anything. It could be the mindset you keep. It could have been the environments you were in. Maybe the environments that you're in, that you're being hosted in, can't be actually conducive. Maybe they're not conducive for like hosting the energy that you need, right? Maybe you need peace. Maybe you're not around a lot of peaceful environments or things like that. So you are in this energy of like feeling like you're trapped, right? When you're not necessarily trapped, or maybe you are, and maybe it requires you to escape. No, Spirit says, not escape, to walk away from. Escaping is going into this energy of not wanting to be there, so you create a different environment. It could be mentally that you create a different environment to run away from your problems when you're being encouraged to face or confront your problems. You're being called to move out of this energy of like addiction. Maybe you could be addicted to the dream. Maybe the dream that you've been holding on to, whatever it is, not just a dream, but again, anything to hold on to, different habits, different environments, different things that you're attached to right now. You could be addicted to the feelings it gives you or the escapism itself. Sometimes you can be addicted to escaping rather than confronting because it's easier, is it not? I believe so. I believe it is easier to sometimes maybe escape the things rather than confronting them head on, because confronting things requires you to be brave and courageous. And sometimes when you're depressed or you feel like you're trapped or you feel like you're small, you don't do it, right? So it becomes a scary type of task to complete. And maybe that's what like gets at you. Maybe it's like you making yourself feel small. And maybe it's because you feel small because you're around different things that make you feel small. And I don't mean necessarily people all the time, but it could be. It absolutely can be. But I think it's a mixture of different things that you're around. Maybe different things that you keep around you that make you feel small, and the things that you're around kind of help create this atmosphere where you feel like an ant when you're supposed to be a wolf. You know what I mean? In a world where you're supposed to be a wolf, people and places and things make you feel like an ant. And it doesn't have to be on purpose. It doesn't have to be necessarily like people doing this, because if it is people or a mixture of, right, if they are involved, it doesn't have to be like, I mean, it doesn't have to be malicious or so like poisonous. It could just be different. What am I trying to get at? Spirit. It's kind of like, it's like listening for something. It's like listening to something for so long that like you become attached to it. Like you become okay. Like you like okay. I just heard it could be like being around too many unsupportive people, and what I mean is that like and not okay. So they're also saying unsupportive environments, unsupportive habits. They don't support what you're trying to go after, and you need. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's why you keep having tower moments, perhaps. The tower isn't on the cards right now, but it's just what I'm feeling. Um, Especially because we do have Scorpio on the board, and on the board is my bed, but whatever. We do have Scorpio on the layout. Yeah, that's what it is, layout. And anytime you get Scorpio, it's always a message of birth, death, and rebirth. And it's crazy that I said earlier that like 11:20 was on the clock, and like I recognize again, like it's so funny how cards and spirit. I didn't see this earlier, but the King of Wands carries Scorpio and Sagittarius energy. And when I talk about the cusp of revolution, the cusp of revolution falls between the signs of Scorpio and Sagittarius. And with throat chakra here, it also is giving me this energy because the cusp of revolution also comes with the like the energy is being having a sharp tongue or saying what needs to be said, and you don't have to have a sharp tongue like the those born in that revolutionary cusp, but you may just need to, or this may be a call to say what needs to be said, and underneath that we have the devil energy, so perhaps which carry the root chakra energy. So maybe you need to like release something that is holding you back, and you're just being called to do it right now, like being called to make the choice at the very least to release it. Oh, again, confirmation of release, like being called to actually like walk away from something. But in order to walk away from something, you have to recognize what it is that you need to walk away from, both physically, mentally, emotionally, learning the object, but learning the I don't know, I'm just gonna say this. What the fuck came out? The object of detaching, like the energy of just walking away and going, it is what it is. You got the outcome you needed, maybe not the one you wanted, but it provided you with clarity. And I think that's just what you're needing right now is clarity. Um, like with this Ten of Swords in reverse, it's like is as long as you are rising above your problems, like healing, recovering for what you need, and of course, healing is just saying healing doesn't mean you're healed, like you're isn't as easy as it sounds, but it means I just have falling into place. But which is crazy because I was gonna make the reference of like if the Ten of Swords in reverse give you the energy of like falling, like the swords will fall out of your back, like this the more you go. Um, but then let's also address the Knight of Pentacles, which is also has the Aries and Taurus here, which is crazy because springtime, because after Aries I believe is Taurus, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, which means like maybe it right now. So this video is always gonna all my videos are timeless. However, as I'm reading this, it is springtime. Like springtime just kind of started, which is recently, and it is the energy like, and that's the time I'm in right now. As I'm reading this, but also springtime is also sorry. Um, but I was like, this card carries the heart chakra energy, which, sorry, which brings me to like the image of like a blossoming, like a blooming heart. So maybe instead of feeling trapped, you actually talk about or speak about or release what's in your heart. Maybe being your more authentic self will help you release that, right? As it always will, because you'll fall in love with yourself. Maybe you need to release a love. Maybe you need to release a relationship you're in or a relationship that you have that may be holding you back. Yeah, because the card says air of earth. So like energy, so air energy and earth energy, but also fire energy as well, because we have Aries, of course. But maybe it's because you need to stay consistent. Maybe what is happening is that maybe you guys lack follow through, or you haven't been following through on your dreams. Maybe because you start and stop a lot of things, it can make you lose trust in yourself and make you lose trust in who you are and your abilities to do things. Like consistency, and then because the Knight of Pentacles is one of the slowest moving cards in the deck, right? But it's not slow as in like slow and lazy. It's slow and consistent. It's slow because I won't even call it slow. It's just progressive at a steady rate, right? Like it's not rushing into something. It's not sitting back and doing absolutely nothing. It's just going towards the things that are meant for you, but doing it with a more practical plan. Pentacles brings a lot more practicality, a lot more tangibility, right? And if you want to produce tangible results in the things that you desire and things you want, or in the things that make you feel aligned, and not even make you feel aligned, but that are aligned for you, it will come at a more ease of flow, right? And it's always going to it's always going to be there, and it's always going to come at an ease of flow when you are more practical, when you are more consistent with yourself, right? More reliable, right? Like more the more you can depend on yourself, the more you'll be able to depend on yourself. It sounds like circular reasoning, but it makes a lot of sense. Like when you don't trust yourself to do things because you're always putting something down, you're always stopping something, you're always missing the point or missing the goal because you feel like it's getting moved further and further back, maybe that's a sign that you're not supposed to be going after that. Or it could be the fact that like you're not doing what you need to truly do, and maybe you're not learning the lessons, the correct lesson that you need to learn. In order for us to go after and for things to come to us, we need to be able to put in our end of work. And sometimes the end of work, our end of things, just means starting to align with what is meant for us. And by doing that, you create consistent plans. You don't have to plan everything, but you do have to create a certain like sorry, weird, but like you do have to like create a more practical version of your dream. And maybe you're being called to do something more practical. It will be more practical when going after your dreams, but you are being called to go inward. Although I don't see the hermit on the layout, I do feel hermit energy. Like you're being called to maybe detach yourself from things, maybe from everything. And I know that sounds crazy, but like but this for again, always take what resonates and never like don't like never take what isn't for you. But like you're maybe being called to like detach from everything. Maybe everything like you need in order to understand what is hurting you and what is helping you. Like you need to take a step back. You can't cool off if you're in the fire, and you're being asked right now to cool off a little bit. Like you're being asked to like take a step back and just be like, ow, god damn, there's a ringing in my ear. Sorry, I don't mean to be. I'm trying not to cuss so much, but also like I'm clear audience. But I've never heard. Ah, god, dog it. Ooh. I'm just gonna say I'm being here. I'm just saying being here. I'm just saying what's being heard by me right now. Please take a step back from the things that aren't meant for you. You're surrounding yourselves with different things that just aren't working, and you keep surrounding yourself with those things. When you wake up and you walk towards people that don't benefit you, you walk towards environments that don't benefit you, you walk towards habits that don't benefit you, you start thinking thoughts that don't benefit you, you're always going to get outcomes that don't benefit you. Like you're always going to become something worse every time you do something worse. Like do things better, be better. And I know that sounds like I'm chastising you, but that's just what I'm hearing. Like you need to be better, and it's because you know better. Like I don't think it's something that is so odd to you. I think it's just something that just comes with the human experience of having to learn these things, right? Sometimes over and over again. But when you have to learn these lessons over and over again, sometimes it's a voluntary choice. And when you're making a voluntary choice to stay within these habits and different things that don't work for you, then it's your fault. Um, Whoever that was that just came through, crazy, 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 crazy. But you need to understand 3355. I'm seeing it. It's coming up, but like I'm just seeing it. That's the message I'm getting. So like, and 33 Empress energy, 55 message of change, so Scorpio energy again. But we also have Virgo energy, Scorpio Sagittarius mentioned earlier. We have Libra, Capricorn energy with the devil, Aries and Taurus, as well as Gemini. Gemini keeps coming up a lot of readings. Even readings I listened to from other readers. But right now you're really being called to try to understand yourself. Maybe you don't understand yourself right now, what you're going through. Sorry, lay it down. Now, because I'm about to go to sleep is, especially after I just channeled. Ooh, child, I'm ready for bed. But I think I might go get a bowl of cereal now. Yeah. Shout out to Fruity Pebbles and Marshmallows, new favorite cereal right now. The inner child in me is so happy for that. Oh, okay. Maybe you need to work with your inner child work. But work with your inner child work. Maybe you need to work with your inner child and really like go in and see what is like Maybe it's because what you need to hear that your inner child may be ready to release the dream it's held on to for so long. And maybe for some of you, like whatever you've held on to since your childhood, it could be your trauma response. Like, it could be you having a response to something that like happened to you in your childhood. And if it is, that's something you need to work through. Like there could be a lot of things that you just need to work through rather than escaping, rather than finding things or going into the dream to escape. Like, and when I say going in the dream to escape, think of it like if like you wanted to be, I don't know, like a pop star or something, which isn't a bad thing. Because I mean, you can, you always can be. I'm not saying that you can't be. It's not a reading to say that your dreams won't come true. This is just a reading to saying that like, did you create that dream because you wanted to escape something, and which if it's something authentic, then yes. But if it's something that's not aligning with you or not working, or you haven't made any steps toward it, it's like, okay, think of whatever dream. Okay, so this is crazy. I'm sorry for jumping, but like this is what I'm getting. So it's like having an app on your phone that you haven't touched forever, but you downloaded it for a reason, but then that reason may have dissipated. So the app's just been sitting there and you need to delete the app because you're running out of storage. You know what I mean? Like you're not making room for things that are meant for you because you're holding up for things that aren't. But I'm gonna leave that there. I know I'm being called to do that. I'll probably do a reading when I wake up, but yeah, just go for what's meant for you, not just for what's. Let go of the things that aren't meant for you so that you can make room for the things that are. And that's the last message they just want me to say. So you want me to leave it at that. So whoever is reading this, whoever's listening to this, I hope this resonated with you, and I hope you got something out of it that really, really, really can help you on your journey. And also, just thank you for stopping by on your journey. If I could help you in any way, or I did help you in any way, I'm so happy and I'm so glad. My name is John. I've been your reader, and it's been real, bro.